went online to the Nature Care College website and found out about naturopathy, a mix of herbal medicine, nutrition, counseling, the combination approach of evidence-based medicine, as well as the energetic approach of both the herbs and dealing with clients. And as I read the overview of what study would entail for me, I went, oh my God, why didn't I know about this 10 years ago? The major thing that has stood out for me during all of these years of study, which was one of the core reasons why I came to Nature Care in the first place, this is after my comparison of colleges and why would I study here and not there, is the Nature Care Clinic. Looking back at things, in the end of the day, you can learn a backpack full of information from your lecturers. You can read all the books that you like, but the experience that you gain in a clinical setting is invaluable. Nothing can translate the experience that you gain by having an actual receptionist taking a phone call, taking the client, making the appointment. You walk downstairs, you get a card, the paperwork has been filled out. It sets you up for preparing for the professional environment of you actually having a clinic, walking downstairs, shaking someone's hand, saying their name, making them feel comfortable on their way upstairs or to the room, making them feel comfortable in the room, asking the questions the way you need to ask. With naturopathy, all of this is quite tricky. There's a very, very personal component involved. In the end of the day, you're going to discuss very, very personal information, including, you know, pee and poo, and in the case of females, lengths of periods, etc. So it's very important that you feel comfortable doing this. If it's one-on-one, and I'm a strong believer of there's a certain dynamic between patient and practitioner. If your patient is not confident in you as a practitioner, you're only going to have half of the effect. Now that leads back to placebo effect, which I am very intrigued in. We won't go into the details of it, but all of that starts with rapport. And rapport starts with how a client makes a booking, what the clinic looks like as they walk through the door, what the waiting room looks like, and that first initial eye-to-eye contact when I as a practitioner walk in and look you in the eye and say hi. And first of all, I find Nature Care trains me very well to do so. Second of all, the training environment here at the clinic, that's been one of the standout experiences for me during my time of studying here. And looking back at things, it's been one of the most important things of my entire study. So first off, I have to say my personal motivation has always been to become a private practitioner, so I've always wanted to open up my own clinic. However, during the years that I have studied, this industry has transformed hugely. The opportunities that are available now compared to, you know, just 6 years ago when I started studying, think in terms of companies that are selling supplements that need people on board to design formulas. Most companies now have like a hotline where patients that are actually using their products can call for advice. These are naturopaths. Writing clinical papers. You need to have a higher education to be allowed to do so, or to be, you know, qualified to do so. Health food stores nowadays all take on board naturopaths that work on site, that give advice and then sell the supplements on site. Lecturing at a college, for example, what I found through the years is at Nature Care, the lecturers are very, very passionate. A big reason is because they've all been students here. And they're not just standing there to make a buck, they're actually standing there with the passion to pass on the knowledge to the next generation of naturopaths. And yeah, there's probably a whole list of other opportunities that I'm not thinking of on the spot, but as I mentioned, the industry has transformed hugely. Personally, I chose the private practitioner pathway. However, yeah, a myriad of opportunities for naturopaths out there. A lot of the rest decided within a year. this naturopathy is great, but I have a specific passion for nutrition. And they went on to change their qualification from, hey, hello Nature Care, I know I indicated I'm studying advanced diploma of naturopathy, I want to change that to nutrition. Quite a large amount of my fellow classmates that I started with ended up studying homeopathy, and pretty much all of them that I know have actually finalized that study, and so forth. So I've seen quite a few people go down a different path, discover their path, and I think Nature Care is a great environment to do so, because there is such a wide variety of studies on offer. The beauty of it is at Nature Care is that naturopathy, as one of the largest studies, has certain core components. So we're talking, for example, your anatomy and physiology, your chemistry that everyone has to do, which can roll into biochemistry if you need to do so. But the core components you need to do anyway, whether you study naturopathy, whether you study nutrition, or whether you study herbal medicine, or whether you go on to defer to homeopathy, you still need to study those core components. So the beauty is you haven't wasted time, you haven't wasted money. Of the study at Nature Care is that they have programmed the course in such a way that you can finish your massage first. So I actually started working as a massage therapist on my certificate for whenever I had the chance. This was barely 2 years into my study. Later on I chose to upgrade that to a diploma to get more professional knowledge, as well as insurance issues with clients. So as I mentioned before, from the beginning I've always wanted to open up my own clinic. I'm very proud to say that I ended up actually doing that. I run my own clinic in the North Shore of Sydney, House of Health, which is integrated in Cremorne Physiotherapy. 2 physiotherapists, a psychologist and myself. I rent 2 rooms there, so I am the chief naturopath and nutritionist, which is advertised that way. As well as I have a room for remedial massage, which is one of the qualifications that I added to based on my naturopathy, as well as lymphatic drainage, which I specialized in along the way.